let's break down this whole Mr. Beast AI thumbnail creation tool that the community just had a massive backlash. Everyone on YouTube had such a massive backlash to this tool. So let's talk about it. Well, who am I? I've been on this platform for like over 10 years now. I've seen the rise and fall of so many different content creators, and I have a master's in AI, and I have, great experience in this stuff. So I know what I'm talking about here, and I kind of want to give a little bit of experience on it. Specifically, what we're going to talk about is what the tool is exactly in Viewstats, in that premium subscription that I think he offered that in. Then we're going to talk about why exactly is it so bad of a tool. Then we're going to talk about how could it have been fixed, or what's like a better remedy to better introduce this tool. And then lastly, my own personal thoughts on this tool, what it means, and just a little bit more of AI in general and how it relates to content creation. So Mr. Beast made this tool on Viewstats as a premium feature. So it kind of worked like just a regular like ChatGPT, Google Gemini kind of environment, where you would plug in a prompt for what you want, then you would reference another creator's channel so that you start to mimic their style and also matching with the prompt. And then that AI would go through its generation and try to actually create you a thumbnail. Obviously, with how fast AI has been, being made these days, it was a super fast turnaround, and you could probably generate something like super well done that actually mimics the style pretty good. The whole putting your face on the thumbnail is definitely a super, super huge deal. I mean, that is a straight rip to just grab someone's video, throw your face on there, and then call it a day. As if the bar is not already lowered enough. I always like to reference this thing that Jax Films did, where he literally pointed out 3 content creators all doing the same type of reaction video, but all their faces were just edited differently on the video, their bodies maybe. But it all had the same background that they stole from one person, and then everybody just took it.
And if you don't believe me, if you're like, what are you talking about? Go to YouTube and search World's Dumbest Kids or Zero IQ Kids. Here, I'll do it for you. Let's see what pops up. Yeah, Jesus Christ. They're all clones of each other. It's all the same shit. The grassy field, the fence. I'm stuck. All
right, that was the whole thing. There's a lot of other stuff that Viewstats does for content creators, but I'm not really going to talk about that. We're just really honing in on this whole AI thumbnail stealing creation kind of debacle. So let's talk about why this tool in general is bad for content creators, and why content creators and the entire YouTube community just had a massive problem with this tool. And just to clarify, these types of tools already exist, right? This was already here. There's a tool called Pixels, which Pixels, and this does exactly the same thing that he was offering.
Here's exactly how you can create thumbnails like this, or this one in 30 seconds. So you can either type in a prompt to turn your exact idea into reality, or you can use the recreate feature to remodel after an existing thumbnail.
This stuff is not going to change. It's going to be introduced everywhere. With knowing the context of how this previous tool already exists, I think the bigger problem is that, these tools all exist and such, but the whole idea of being on YouTube and kind of creating this long form content, or even, sometimes short form, is that you put in effort into the whole content creation process. The thumbnail, the title, the actual content itself, setting up your video camera, everything, the script writing, the whatever content you like it may be, there is still some level of human effort in the loop. And so taking that out and having it replaced with a thumbnail tool that automatically creates all that stuff for you is problematic, because in a way it lowers the barrier for entry, which I guess makes sense in some way, in that, more people will flock to the ability to create content and do stuff much easier when the barrier to entry is lower. But this removes a whole level of kind of creativity. It's actually 2 things. It lowers a lot of creativity that people have when actually designing these different types of thumbnails and titles. But at the same time, it's directly advertising the idea to look at somebody else's channel, steal the thumbnail. I'm loosely using the word steal here, and then just have it generate a thumbnail in that case. I'm by no means an incredible thumbnail creator. I just bought Affinity Photo 2, and I just manually make the thumbnails because I think I already know what I want to do. Aside from me making the thumbnail, this could also just be something that an editor or an artist that you have for your channel would do on their own and actually leverage their skills that they learned, versus having the AI generate it itself. The technology is great that it can do that, but that's absolutely not what it should be used for 100%. Some people already have like a strict creative style for how they do their thumbnails, and they grew into it. Nobody did this overnight, right? Some people started off with very basic looking thumbnails or didn't put any work into it, and then slowly over time graduated to make something completely different that's unique to them and is a critical, like, hey, I know I'm watching this person because this is how their thumbnail, maybe even title, is structured. They have a very specific way to do things that hones in and identifies it as them. They've done their testing. They've done their A/B testing. They know what works. They know what people want to click on, but it still captures like their creative process for how they got there, even if it is just like a face reacting to a piece of content that someone already knows. It's the same thing. And something I didn't touch on yet was that if everybody is doing the same art thumbnail creator, eventually at a certain point, everyone's just gonna create thumbnails automatically using AI, and that creative process is lost. As the model over time is training more live, it's going to reproduce probably worse quality images because everything it's training on is now also AI generated. That part may not have made too much sense, but let me put it this way. All the training data that it's going to use is going to be people's videos, specifically the channel that you reference, and you say, I want to recreate this person's thumbnail style because I think it's great and I think that this is exactly what will get me views, or this aligns more with my creative vision. If everybody goes through that same loop and process of, I want to copy this person's video, and then they all copy over and over, and we have a ton of AI generated thumbnails, what's going to happen is if this tool was kept in the wild for a long time, and models can be in a more active or continual learning environment where they train on new data and release a new version of the model and then continuously go, this model is now going to have more AI generated images that it's going to assume are regular images that were created by actual artistic people, thumbnail artists, or even the creators themselves. Over time, the quality is going to get worse and worse. So I actually think at a certain point, this was probably doomed to fail after many, many years. What's all that to say? The world would be very boring if everything I'm looking at is AI generated. The title, the thumbnail, the content. Remember what happened to Kwebbelkop? He did everything like that and he lost everything. So I don't think we want to go there. All right, let's talk about what could have been done right to make this tool actually like usable and feasible by people that would have been more widely accepted by the YouTube community.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
The biggest change that they did, which was good, was being able to funnel a way for thumbnail artists to come in and actually have the ability to request them to do your thumbnails for you in Viewstats. That's a good thing. Again, I don't know too much about Viewstats, but the fact that this is now like the main feature of it is a very good thing because it keeps that human in the loop creative element that we still need, because even though the AI and the automation stuff is excellent, there still needs to be a human somewhere. And in the world of content creation, that is a super important thing because I don't want to watch what a computer generates all the time. Even those AI slop videos you guys probably watch, and I know I watch too, there's still a human somewhere with a creative vision for what exactly to put out there. It's still a thing. I think a change that is also good is that should be put in would be that it generates templates for you, not the full final image. It should give you a layout of how you actually want to construct your thumbnail. So it's like, hey, this could be like a nice background layout with maybe dotted lines or lines somewhere that say, make your template like this, or do this, do this. Here's an example, like clip art or other assets, like free assets that they can just place around the thumbnail that give you a general layout, but do not fully construct your thumbnail, because you still, as a human, need to make that final artistic development and place it in the thumbnail. That's a huge point of all of YouTube. That's a huge point of content creation. You as the human must create this content, not this AI thing. There's nothing wrong with using AI tools to help you get there and achieve your goals faster, but you need to leave your creative element in there, or else people are just going to be turned away. A third thing, which I think could have been very good, is something that I kind of got inspired from by vidIQ. If you've ever had that extension installed, they will sometimes grade your videos as you're going to upload them. Like they'll give your title a score, your description, they'll give you tag suggestions and all that other stuff. And I think being able to upload your thumbnail and have a kind of way to grade your thumbnail to see if it is good or not, maybe using AI, would be good. That would be a much harder thing to do because having an AI determine whether or not a thumbnail is good could be like a little bit hard. Personally, I think the best way to approach that problem at an AI machine learning way is somehow being able to collect the data of all the different creators who have gone through that A/B testing process of their thumbnails that you're given the ability to when you upload a video, and then being able to get the view count per each thumbnail before it was figured out which one you're going to end up successfully using is probably super good training data to develop a model to have you do that. But that kind of data I think is pretty hard to grab, and I think that's only available for those creators themselves who actually go through the A/B testing and determine, this thumbnail got this many views, this thumbnail didn't get that many views. So yeah, getting that data is going to be hard, but a tool like that would definitely be much more useful to be able to grade people. If you're curious and you want people to actually come grade your thumbnails, you should totally visit NewTubers. I think they're an excellent community and an excellent resource for you to get feedback on your stuff. Now then, lastly, my personal thoughts on the whole thing. Being an AI engineer, being, on the YouTube platform for so many years, watching the rise and fall of many creators, I will say this up front. I love AI tools. I love AI. I love the advancements AI is making. I'm in the corporate world, though. I'm not a full-time YouTube content creator. I would love to be. But I know how AI is used in the corporate world versus the creative world like YouTube. We use it for maybe summarizing PDFs, research papers, RFIs, RFPs, requirement generation, modeling, system modeling. There's a lot of cool stuff it does. Route planning for autonomous stuff. Lots of autonomy, right? How a robot moves across the floor. AI is really useful and absolutely amazing in a lot of that stuff. However, at the end of the day, it's still a tool. It should always and forever be a tool. I talked about this earlier. As great as it is, don't rely on it 100%. Even if it's really good in the content creation world, did those turn off? There, fixed it. I didn't know that it turned off. I think it was a tool made with good intentions, but implemented wrong. It could have been done in a slightly different way, or rather than having a tool generate these assets immediately in front of you, have it be geared towards generating you a guideline or a system for getting to your final thumbnail. Look, at the end of the day, it was a tool made with good intentions. It was implemented wrong. The community had every right to do its backlash against it. There are tools already out there like this that do this kind of stuff. I think the most important thing is that you ensure that you are still in the loop when you create your content and that your level of creativity is still there at the end of the day. That is the most important thing. If that's not there, well, I don't want to watch AI slop anymore. I sign on to YouTube because I want to watch people have fun or be entertained by something and actually see a real living human there. Anyway, guys, use AI responsibly. And most importantly, have fun with the content creation process. That's the whole point of YouTube. Now, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, please like the video, please share it. I would appreciate it dearly. I have so many projects in the works. I think I mentioned it before. I have so many stuff planned for AI and gaming related things that I would absolutely love for you guys to watch in the future. I am trying to release them soon. I am swamped between many stuff in life. When you get older, life gets much busier.
It's nuts! It's way too much to expect from anyone!
But I can assure you that this stuff will be very fun, and I really hope to give you guys some awesome content. You've now reached the end of the video. I'm now going to do this sequence where I sip my coffee and then walk out of frame while the title card appears. There's nothing in here anymore. Do you like my shorts? My Reese shorts? Wait, these aren't shorts, these are pajamas.